be Sexton and Markkanen. And it's George in at the point guard position. Here we are early in the NBA season, and teams focus on situational awareness. Doris, what have you noticed so far this season?
Yeah, Kev, these situations are really all about execution, right? Are players poised in late clock situations? First of all, do they recognize where the shot clock is? Can they adeptly and quickly read defenses? So those are some of the things I'm watching for. There's a competitive edge to Draymond Green's game that makes him willing to try to score it on the interior. That's pretty.
Pass to Collins. He kicks it to Sexton. The Jazz working the ball around now. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. This their first chance this season playing the Jazz.
And they dropped the season series to these guys a year ago. Not their proudest moment.
Offensive rebound.
Well, to me, the infectiousness with which Draymond Green plays, it impacts everyone around him. I love that.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers. And to me, Draymond Green really embodies the idea of a high IQ player. He can read the opposition, predict where a play is going. And those instincts aren't something that can be easily taught to anyone.
This is a shot Colin Sexton has worked so hard to improve on. Can he be consistent from three-point range?
A three from MP. Buries the long-range jumper.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And there's the call on Curry. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Outside, Sexton. Shoots from 12. And Kessler throws it down.
You simply have got to box out Walker Kessler. This guy gets a lot of his offense from second chance opportunities.
The three from MP. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 6 points for MP. Sexton the pass to Kessler. Outside, George. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They get Stephen Curry.
Name a type of shot. Deontay George can hit it. More than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
The Jazz shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor. Shooting 2.
That free throw good from George. Break since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals. The Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46-36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
Utah's on defense. Here's Hampton. Banked in off the glass. Hampton's got 8 points.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move. to the rack, and where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other. Well, tremendous defensive effort on the interior. That's the kind of contest you want.
The shot from the low post is good. 10 points for him.
Jimmy Butler has turned himself into a guy that can pick apart any defense you send in his direction. If he sees an opening, he will send it on time and on target.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz. Doris, when you think of the Utah Jazz trail by 10. The guard pair. It's George and Sexton. Filipowski's out there with Markkanen. And it's Kessler in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. Now, here's Hampton. After Colin Sexton's miss. Curry kicks to Hampton. Back to Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hampton with the ball. Guarded now by Sexton. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Gary Payton is checked in for the Warriors. The Jazz shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. George against Curry. George passes to Kessler. Here's Filipowski. Curry with the steal. And here we go. Hampton heading to the hoop. Curry against George. Kicks it out to MP. Sexton grabs the board. Jazz trail by 10. Outside, Markkanen. The Jazz with another miss. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for Golden State. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. And that one, good.
Well, Stephen Curry knows it's his responsibility to create for his teammates, and he does so there on point.
Markkanen kicks to George. Here's the lob to the hoop, and Kessler throws it down.
Exactly where Kessler gets so much of his offensive performance done, right at the cup.
To the inside, and Green slams it in.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
For Utah, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, last season, Draymond Green got his three-pointer going again. He said, over the years, my shot took a dive. It was in large part because I couldn't get in and out of my hips. They were messed up. It was getting my movement patterns right. Kevin, my hips haven't been the same in years, but Draymond's are good, and now they've made him tough to deal with. Back to you.
Your hips are pretty good, David. I've always said your hip. Floor spacing, always critical. Good point, D.A. Utah calls timeout, and many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. G.A., what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
With some changes, Collins comes in for Filipowski, and it's Collier in for George. Jazz trail by 16. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Collier, guarded by Curry, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you can see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Utah. And the Warriors also making a change. Podziemski, he's checked in for Hampton. Now, here's Curry. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Here's Podziemski. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Butler's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Collier, guarded by Curry. The dish to Clarkson. Markkanen in the corner. And he gets it to go from the corner. Markkanen's got his first points of the night.
Well, nice job to capitalize right there in an instance where all you got to do is catch and shoot.
Here's Butler. And no good that time. Collins with some nice D. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, Collier. And Curry pulls it down. Curry's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. And that one's good by Butler.
And this kind of shot defines who Butler is. Just a bulldog who embraces finishing against the tight coverage.
Now, here's Clarkson. Pass to Collier for three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Collier's got 6.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
On the wing, Payton. He's guarded by Markkanen. Here's Butler. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Butler's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
Here's Collins. Rebound by Butler.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers.
Clarkson taking his time here. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. 6 on the shot clock. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Green with the block. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Clarkson. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Golden State Warriors holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be back with you shortly. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. Hampton out there with Stephen Curry. Then there's Gary Payton II. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Green in at the 5 down low.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half, you need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Rule adjustments, Doris, regarding the rip-through move. Do you think those have been effective?
Kevin, I certainly think we've taken a step in the right direction. We have got to give the defense more of a chance at this point, and the idea that you don't get shots on the rip-through is important.
Here's Sexton after the made shot from Hampton.
Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
Curry passes to Hampton. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. That one goes in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The pass to Collins. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Sexton. Count it. Good. Sexton's got 9.
You love this. The pressure gets physical, and Colin Sexton doesn't blink. Nice job finishing through contact.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. I'm told now by our producer, do we have them, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Well, guys, Lauri Markkanen had said all along he was content to stay in Utah. And after signing a contract extension, he remains with the Jazz. He turns 28 in May, so he's just entering his prime. There's plenty of runway left if the Jazz think he can guide them back to the playoff mix. And with the timing of when Markkanen signed his extension, he is not trade eligible during this season.
Shams, we really appreciate the update. We know how detailed you are. Thanks so much. Here's George, following the basket by Colin Sexton. Comes up empty down low.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
And Kuminga throws it down.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now, here is George. The jump hook off the left rim and out. Warriors leading by 20. So the wing on the left. To the middle. Here's Hampton. It's tipped. It's stolen by Hampton. Heel dishes to Hampton. Here's Kuminga. Yep, it counts. Kuminga's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, this is what he does. Find ways to make his presence felt, and this time on the offensive glass.
How about the hustle on display there? That kind of effort will earn respect from everyone.
Hampton passes to Looney. George against Curry. Here's Hampton. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Utah calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
It's your Utah Jazz
For the Jazz.
substitution.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
They've been playing some really physical offense, just attacking the paint as much as possible. And I tell you what, they have been very successful with that strategy.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. The guard pair, it's George and Sexton. And it's Kessler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group right now for Utah. Here's George after the made shot from Hampton. Baseline J on the way. They get the rebound. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Boy, guys, when he's at his best, John Collins can be an impact player at both ends of the floor. There's a lot of things this young guy does well.
Knocks down the 3 ball. 23 points for MP.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
And he hasn't forced much tonight. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
Now, here is George. Sexton for 3. Tips it, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it?
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Markkanen passes to Sexton. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
MP outside. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
And the Warriors making a change here. Looney's checked in. From deep, George. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
MP against Sexton. Here's Hampton. And the layup falls. Hampton's got 7 points for the quarter.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
On the wing, Markkanen. Another miss by Utah.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
And the basket by Hampton.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
You know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
Here's George after the made shot from Hampton. Good on the triple.
Percolating right now. They just are letting him go absolutely off.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Warriors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt. It's about an all-around dominant performance. You could have thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for MP.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Kessler against MP. Passes it to Curry. Clock at 6. Lets the three fly. And another three for Golden State.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level. Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot. But right now, this guy is cooking.
Hampton misses. Sexton with it. Looney on him. Here's Markkanen. Can't cash in from close range. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.
This revenge is a dish that's best served cold. The good young while we all grow old. In a world where you never bite a hand that feeds you, and if he cries wolf, you can never believe him. Easy go, so they say, it's all we know. And when we fall, then we fold. Puppet strings. Back on television telling lies to me. If a penny for your thoughts, then it's costing me. Just the luck of the draw in the and an eye for an